attended a seminar, taken pages of notes, walked away feeling completely inspired, only to get home, sit down at your desk, look at your notebook, and think, where do I begin? You have so much information, so many ideas, so many action items that instead of taking action, you freeze. Sound familiar? If it does, you're not alone, because that's exactly what happens to thousands of people every single year attending conferences, seminars, and masterminds. And it's one of the biggest reasons why information alone never changes your business. Implementation does. Welcome back to Real Talk on the Red Chair. I'm Jessica Rojas, broker, coach, business owner, and someone who just returned from Tom Ferry's 2026 Success Summit. Why is this important to understand? Something happened the day after Summit, today, that inspired this entire series. I had my very first coaching call after coming home. Like every coaching call, I started with one simple question: what was your biggest takeaway from Success Summit? Not what speaker you liked most, not what class was your favorite, but what are you actually going to implement? That question changed the entire coaching conversation because every single client answered differently, which of course I expected. Some said AI, some said branding, some said mindset, some said leadership. Today's client said YouTube, specifically Coach Erin Kua's presentation. She looked at me and said, Jessica, I know I need to build my YouTube channel. I just don't know where to start. And I realized she isn't the only one. Thousands of realtors, entrepreneurs, business owners want to build their YouTube channel, but they just don't know how to build a system. So today, I'm going to bring you into the coaching system, that coaching session, not just what we discussed, but exactly what I challenged her to implement. And exactly what I'm challenging myself to implement in my own business. Because I'm not waiting until next year's Success Summit to use what I learned. I'm starting now, and I hope that you'll join me. My client started telling me about her YouTube channel. She said she has about 45 videos. Some are 20 seconds long, some are maybe 3 minutes, and some are shorts. Some were uploaded straight from CapCut. She even had one listing video that reached over 800 views. Then she posted a Facebook video talking about mortgage rates, which hit over 8,000 people that watched it. So I stopped her and I asked, what is the market trying to tell you? Think about this. The market votes every single day. People tell us exactly what they want. The problem is most realtors ignore the votes. They keep creating what they want instead of creating what their audience wants. That's where everything changes. Now let's think about part 2 of this. Stop thinking like a content creator. One of the concepts we discussed is something I immediately challenged her on. Stop thinking like that content creator. Think like a media company. Media companies don't wake up asking, what should we post today? They know exactly who they serve, exactly what problems they solve, and exactly what message they're delivering. Now ask yourself, what promise does your YouTube channel make? Can someone basically look at your page and know exactly why they should subscribe? Or does your content feel random? One listing, one motivational quote, one market update, one vacation photo, one recipe, another listing. That's not branding, that's confusion. Part 3 of this, your channel needs one promise. So think about this. For me, Real Talk on the Red Chair has one promise. real conversations, real estate, business, leadership, mindset, coaching, authority. Everything points back to helping realtors and consumers think differently. Now, what's your promise? If you don't know, neither does your YouTube followers, okay? So think about that audience. Part 4, shorts versus long form. One of the biggest misconceptions is that shorts build businesses. They don't. They build awareness. Think of shorts like your business card. Long form videos, they're your listing presentation. That's where trust is built. That's where people spend 10, 15, 20 minutes with you. By the end, they feel like they know you. And that's when appointments happen, when people what? Know, like, and trust you. So when you think of part 5, the weekly system, this is the system I challenged my client to build. One long form video, YouTube video every single week. That's it, one. From that video, you can create 2 YouTube shorts, 2 Instagram reels, 1 Facebook video, 1 LinkedIn clip. I mean, realistically, it should be everywhere. 1 email newsletter, 1 blog post, 1 recording session, 8 pieces of content. Stop creating more and start repurposing better. Part 6, the thumbnail. Ooh, this was a big conversation. This was one of the biggest breakthroughs. The thumbnail only has one job: not explaining, not educating, not summarizing, getting the click. Think Netflix, I said. The thumbnail is the movie poster. The title is the headline, and the video is the movie. If nobody clicks, nobody watches. Here's the formula. Large picture of you, 3 to 5 words, high contrast, 1 simple image. That's it, okay? Part 7, AI. Now, let's make this easier. ChatGPT, Canva, CapCut, these tools should save you time, and of course, Claude, not becoming another full-time job. So you can ask AI, give me 10 YouTube titles, give me 5 thumbnail ideas, use AI to remove backgrounds, add text, done. Remember, you're not trying to become a graphic designer here. You're trying to become the authority. Part 8, homework I gave my client. Okay, now I'm giving it to you. Go find 10 YouTube channels that you admire. Don't watch the videos, study the thumbnails. Ask, why would I click? Then open your analytics, find your 5 most watched videos. What do they all have in common? Congratulations, you just discovered your content strategy. So here's my final thought on this. Here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want you watching this video thinking, that was good, then closing YouTube and doing nothing. That's exactly what happens after seminars. Information without implementation changes nothing. So here's my challenge. 1 video this week. That's it. Done is better than perfect. You hear that all the time. Not 10, but just 1. 1 promise, 1 audience, 1 message, 1 thumbnail, 1 upload. Then repeat it next week. That's how authority is built. Repetition, consistency. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Real Talk on the Red Chair. This is just the beginning of my Success Summit implementation series, where I'm taking the biggest takeaways from my coaching clients after Summit and turning them into practical action plans that you can use immediately. In our next episode, we'll tackle another game-changing lesson that one of my coaching clients brought back from Success Summit. And more importantly, how to actually implement it in your business instead of letting it become another page of notes. So if today's conversation challenged your thinking, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, share this video with another realtor who says they want to start YouTube, but they don't know where to begin. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What was the biggest takeaway you ever had from a conference, including Summit if you attended? coaching sessions, or a book that you actually implemented? And how did it challenge your business? Until next time, keep learning, keep implementing, and remember, authority isn't built by attending the event. It's built by what you do after the event is over. I'm Jessica Rojas, and this has been another episode of Real Talk on the Red Chair.